Hey, good morning, everyone. So we are back to on our GitLab, GitHub the study what we are doing last previous session. So we have saw the things like Git merge, and we go through the all different flavor like fast forward, linear merging, and then we saw another commit are going to be merged. Different commits are merged from different branches, and what are the challenges we have resolved between that. Now, so there is a new thing which is really supposed to be very useful, the version control, the sense of version control you going to feel. So let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to work on the conflict, merge with the conflict, how we resolve the conflict while we will do the merge. So for that, we will create the conflict first. So in that scenario, this is the best features for that. The version control comes in pictures in decade, different type of version controls working while the code are nowadays. This version control is in variety, the horizontal are changed now. So here let's understand the theory behind that. Suppose one file we have, will like Ansible file. We all are working on this Ansible project. Okay, this is the, and we have one file. So we have 4 person in the team, like myself, Asu, and then Nikhil. We have, I will write short form Nick, and then we have Sagar. So Sagar, no short form because Sag going to be happen, and then our Nav. So it's a good. So this file having 4 version, where the Asutosh also writing some code, Nick also writing on the same code, and the Sagar and Nav. So we have 4 version of this, and they have all version. We can jump with between these branches. So I will say these branches, the everyone having their own branches. They have created own branches so that they can independently can work on the code. We will see how they maintain, how do I maintain those code version, and how we can merge this, how do we understand the conflict, and we're going to come on the single solution later on once we will reach to our objective. So let's, by doing the lab, we will understand this, the conflict. So merge conflict is the most important thing. Then we will move to the diff, git diff. Before that, we will understand the how you can generate the configuration using the Ansible real-time implementation we're going to do, so that we can work on both Ansible as well as Git, or in upcoming classes Python, Git will be go along with that. Okay, so let's go to terminal. So back to our terminal. I'm going to open one terminal.
Ashwai,
Yes,
are you recording?
yes, this is the recorded part. Yeah, you can ask me question, that will be helpful for
No,
us.
I was just making sure.
Sorry, Nikhil, go ahead.
I was saying I was just making sure of it. That's all.
Okay, okay, yes, recording is so what I'm going to do for merging, I'm going to study from beginning, means Ansible also going to be club. So let's create one file. I'm going to Ansible code, in that we all going to work. So I'm going to make one directory. It's a very beginning of that. I'm going to make directory Ansible common, Ansible common, or Ansible study, mix simple study, Ansible study. Now this is a file, in that I'm going to tracked by the git. So git init is going to, let's check the git status first, because always you have to check the git status. There's nothing inside that, so git is not running right now. You can see that the percent up to mount point, there is not a git repository, so there is nothing git is running. So we can do the and it, and now we have created the main branch. So let's see the git master. So we, sorry, git branch. So it's a, there is no branch because nothing we have done till now, but we have git status, the master branch. Wait, state, I status no commit yet. We are on branch master. We have this many commit, we can do that. Sorry, where we are, guys?
I think you we should
No,
make
yes, we have done mistake here. So let me delete the git file. Okay, if you have done this kind of mistake, because I'm not in Ansible study directory, so we make the home directory as a git, but that's not a good practice at all. So I'm going to remove the git. Anyone, do you remember how do we check that? So we have git file ls, and then we have to check hidden file first, because we have
LSPL.
lsa, and you can see that. So git file dot the git
LS.
config, these two you can see. So I'm going to remove these two file, so that, so this will be sudo rm recursive, because I want to remove dot git. So they will ask me the permission. Again, I wrote wrong permission. So, yes. Now let's check it out. Dot get no more available over there. Mistakes are good, because by that you're going to git config also there. You're supposed to remove that also. So if by mistake something happens, so how you going to recover quickly? So okay. Now if I, how do you verify whether git is running here? Git status. Please don't do yes. Now we are in the right place. So we will move to the my, what was the Ansible study? Ansible study, right? So this is my file, and I will verify pwd. So we are in right place, and git status again, because there is no parent git status supposed to be there. Okay, okay, now I'm going to do git init. Any question till here, guys? We have done the mistake, we recover back, because dot git is a file where, clear?
yes.
Okay, thank you. Now any file do we have git status? If I'm going to check, yes, so we are on main branch, but there is nothing file to add. So let's write the first code. So I'm going to make touch one file, touch the ansible test.yml, or ansible basics.yml. Okay, so that's a YAML file, it's created, and now I can check this file by writing in the any editor. So how do I access editor, and what are the editor configure here? The what is the command? Git config, and you can list out the config. So we have listed out the config git So we have core repository, and then true file git config, uh, git global is not command, git config only we can see that, right? And what the code, if I'm going to code, what file going to be open? Yes, so this is the file ansible yaml you can see here, and that's an untracked file. Are you able to see that, guys?
Yes.
Okay, now you have that file. Once you open this, how do I check? By the command git status, they will tell me this is an untracked file, and you can see your file is showing as a u. Are you guys able to see? And we are in ansible study. Okay, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
So now let's open. This is master one. Is, I'm thinking master is here. I am the master. Okay, that's a name as a branch master. We can rename the name also. This master I told you. So let's write the first basic code over here. So I'm going to start my code. This I will start with the comment. Let's revise Ansible basics. Okay, so by this we will make two objectives. We are studying the Ansible also, and we are studying the Git, this real implementation. So I'm going to write my code. You know the empty play is that. This is the best practice, starting your code and ending your code. And then I'm going to give the name to my, and the color symbol going to be different from the text editor. With respect to the text editor, we earlier we used the sublime text, so color symbol and color was different here, because we are using the code, means visual code editor, so color symbol is different. So here, uh, so what are the three things we are testing here? We are testing very basic, like we are test basic ansible code, basic ansible code. Okay, and then we will give them hosts, and we have host routers, and then we will see the gather facts false. So just I wrote this much of file. I don't know extra, so my colleague going to do work. This is okay. So this is a file what I have done. If you see, this state is the untracked only. Okay, are you guys able to understand? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now full screen. Okay, untracked. Now I'm going to add this. So I'm going to do add in the, and we will do the commit. So don't use this dot, because we have only one ansible file that I use. Otherwise you use the file name. Okay, don't do this mistake. Okay, now you can see that from you it's come with the a. Anyone, can you tell what doing by a? If go for state, if take
I did.
A4, it's a green, it's a the color was earlier red, now it's a green, and this is amended. Okay, now file in stage with the amended one. Okay, ansible file. Now I'm going to commit. To commit command, you know that git commit with the message. We are going to use the atomic message. The message will be what? Very fast code, very fast ansible code. This is my commit. I have done this commit, and they are asking Ashutosh, if you want to run very first commit, you have to config this thing. So let me config this. Okay, so we have so git. That's why on that time we are not able to see the file config, and then you have your global account username, and I'm going to give the name. So followed the username is or username name, and then Asutosh. Okay, now we have this, and then email with the user mail. What is the email? Do you remember, guys? Ansible dot Ansible Playbook. Ansible Playbook. Let me check quickly. We have is this no. Because we have account already, so I don't want to miss. Okay, wait. So before going this, let me go to my own file where we have created for you guys, and we have already download a C network automation engineer. Yes, git status, and we will see git config and list out. Here we have email ID. Can you able to comment? I'm not able to see here. Config patch. Okay, let's config called user email. Okay, they removed that user email because we have created by mistakenly in the home folder. That's why they removed that. Rest of thing they kept here. So I'm going to update in that file cd. Let me the Ansible one I have used half. Okay, this one, check it out. Yes, asu.ansible playbook. This is, and we will go for Ansible study, and I'm going to configure here. Email user is not there. Email name I have given already. Okay, now we have git config, and then global defined with the user dot email. Okay, guys, now we can run this. We can see the git config list the configuration now. Okay, guys, now we can run this. Are you guys understand what I have done? Because I don't want to configure is a wrong email ID or bogus email ID. I have given exact what email ID we have earlier, because of we have created one file by mistake into the home folder, so we delete that git file. That's why this messed up generated, because we have everything configured there. Clear, guys?
Okay.
Okay, so here now we have configuration. We have to run the username as well as email to work out proper way. Okay, now by default we have code as a virtual visual code integrated with that. Now I can run the commit. We run the commit there. Not in that. So git status I have to check. We are here, we have this, and then git commit, because git commit can't be committed if you don't have proper profile like name and email. So now I'm going to give, this is very first Ansible code. So let's see the git status. There is nothing supposed to be there. We need to check the git log. So we have first log generated by the Ansible, and this is very first. So this is master one where I'm working. Okay, and let me see the code. So I'm working here now. Nikhil, my objective, on this file everyone's supposed to work on this project. So we're going to create the one branches, means for every user there is a branches. Always in the industry also, if you want to do some configuration, you have to create your own branch, and first you work on the code and then get the validation, and then you have to go for merge. Right, Sagar? You are practicing the same way, right? So let's create one branch. So create branch. So Nick is a branch. This is referred to the Nikhil. Then another Nave is referred to the Naval, and then Sagar. Okay, so we have the 4 branches now, master including all 3 branches. So let's see the git branch. Okay, so right now we are working on this. So this will, if we are on the GitHub on the collaboration, is going to be possible, but you have to understand what is the version control, how this file will be different for every branches like Nave, Nick, and Saga. So okay, so let's move to the git. I'm going to git switch to the branch like sag. Okay, now in sag I will check the git status into this branch. Nothing there. Yes, and we're going to open the file, the code file thing. So you can see that this is a file. This, as soon as you open, what happened to here, it's reflect to this here, and everything in yellow, not in green. So you can check the git status. Do we have anything untracked? No. Once you do any modification in that, this file become untracked under your branch, not in master branch. Let me show you. So what SAG has done, he has added connection type. He has added connection type as local. Okay, and he saved this file. As soon as he saved this as a flag as managed, but by whom? By Sagar. Because same file is managed by the SAG. Okay, this file untracked under the, to whom? In the SAG branch. Now he has done something, he want to do more. So what he has, he defined the task, or he defined the verbs, few verbs like at the command. Some command he has defined, and he listed some command like so I interface brief. Okay, command, say that the managed file, okay, under the by the SAG. Now what he will do, because he's working, so he will add this file. I'm going to use the specific add here, not dot, because every time I'm using dots. So use this aspect. Now what happened to status? So we are under the SAG branch. You can verify the git branch where we are in the SAG. Okay, and the changing happened here. What the status of the still is managed. Once you will commit, then only going to be create the one commit log. So this is straightforward. We are doing same file, we are working on the same file. So let's do the commit by the SAG. So git commit we're going to give introduce verb. Okay, Atomic, you should remember what you have done. So you have done this commit. Now let's status. We have SAG has done our commit, and git log will say that master, the master having nickname, because the same timeline, they are on the same timeline, and Sagar having with the same timeline, means there is nothing changed by the master nickname, only the change with the SAG, and they have this file. So for SAG, if you see this file, this is the manage is moved out because he has committed this. Clear? But as soon as I will switch to the different file, so that you can do the compare and study how beautiful it's managed. We will start working Python, all the things in that manner. Okay, now I'm going to switch to master. Then we will see, because the things whatever he committed, he has done the changes, the master must not have reflect those changes. Master having the same timeline down to this. So switch to master. So as soon as I will click switch to master, my file comes in master. Okay, my files come in master, and he is showing that we are in master, and master having the content associated with master branch, only this man. But as soon as I will switch to that SAG branch, what version he has done, he has this version of introduce, the version called introduce of the verb. So you have same file with a different content, that is called different version. I'm able to make you understand. Now it's clear.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Now the nick also working. So let me switch to the nick, and let's do some work nick right now, because nick again, nick branch Astos, I don't understand why it's the master again come, because this is a common parts for all the branch. If you see the timeline, this nick nave and sag is branch created at the timeline at the commit after this commit. That's why till this commit will be the common content. Are you guys agree, right? The content will be common. From here they have different timeline, different content if there's a modification with respect to their branches, with respect to the user. Okay, so we are in Nick and I'm going to make modification. So Nick says that, so no, I don't have variable. Even I'm not worried about the connection type because his thinking is different. He's telling I will use the raw module. Okay, he want to use the raw module, so he will create the task directory. So he did not create it, does not bother about the task, and he jumped to the task straightforward, and he give this task name use debug, and go for anything like registers, how to use the registers, and the raw module, because the raw module don't need the do you remember I told you raw module don't need what connection type. Okay, you have modular, you need a modular, define modular, iOS config or command module, you need a connection type. Okay, so now Nikhil have used the raw module, and he's telling, so I'm going to use so IP interface brief, the different way of writing. He wrote, and then the name raw module, then you have registers, registers, and you're going to save this out. That's all. You have done this much of configuration. That's for you, and now you save that. So let's do, it's again coming managed. Okay, coming by managed by you can check the git status. You have to commit the file, then only it's going to that. So you're going to, you are all three guys, we are working on the same file, but we have different version, different content writing. Okay, so we're going to add the git add dot. I'm using this because my usage already commit and that's you do that. Introduce raw module any connection tab, and once you done this commit, now you can check the git status. You have to refresh that, and I'm going to refresh this. I will come back to back, or you can close this and this code file supposed to be, yes, tagged, removed. So we have nickel this, and now let's check the what's about. This is a nick. What about sang? And then you have master version. So you have three different versions of your file. And still curious, should I go for the merging challenge? Because this time we don't have different straightforward different file or different folder. We have single file with the different content, with the different version of the same file, the different content of. Okay guys, so I move to merging. Okay, so let's do one by one merge. If you see git log, let's go to the git log. In git log you will see here we have master name, only the timeline with the master, only one having name and having same timeline. Rest of they have extra commit with that timeline. Do you understand? That's why git log is not showing the nick and sag. Agree guys?
Yeah.
Okay, now if I will switch to the sag and then I will check the git log, you can see that they have common timeline with the master and knave, and extra commit. So they are ahead of the timeline of the commit. So this is included SAG. Same way, having, we'll move to the nick. Double, don't get fire on me because I did not use your command. Okay, we will come back to your what timeline means. We have three different timeline. One timeline, the master and knave, another timeline with the nick, and another timeline, separate timeline with the sag. But they have common as a master and knave, so nick and sag. Okay, we are here now. If we start merging, so we will see the conflict. But there's two type of conflict you will see. If you do the merge from the master, so conflict will be very straightforward. Are you guys understanding? Means master having common timeline, common commits with respect to sag and nick. Are you agree or not?
Yeah.
Yes, right. But the sag and nick actually having real content conflict. Means they are talking about raw, or he is talking about the verbs. That the actual content conflict. So we will see one by one. We will do first easiest one, that's master having common content with the sag, and we're going to merge those. Then we will see the what type of conflict come. Then we will come back to your questions answer, and we will create the scenario according to your requirement. Then we will move to the sag and nick. Sag and master going to be one, so complete complete different timeline going to be generated. Then we will see how the content conflict going to be resolved. Okay guys, so this part is very crucial and make you understand. If you understand this part, you are done with the most of the work with the file system. Okay. Let's do the merging. Should I move for merging, guys?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So let me wait here. I'm going to do this part in the next recording session because the buffer going to be limit. And okay, see you in next class from the same point and we will see the merge, how we can merge. Bye bye.